Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in because we're going to take a close look at the Aya Neo 2S. I think it was 4 months ago that I've reviewed the previous model that came with the 6000 series, but now we're having the AMD Ryzen 7000 inside this machine. Absolutely nuts, because the previous model I was quite flabbergasted to see what we can actually play. For example, one of my favorite games, Tekken 7, could be played on high graphics in full HD mode. And for an handheld, that is just mind-blowing. And now with this new model, I'm going to expect to have more cool options. And that's what we're going to try out today. But first, let's do a quick unboxing together. What I did notice with Aya Neo, it has like a very nice premium feel. Not only the handheld, but also when it comes to everything you're going to get. No toilet paper manual whatsoever. We're just going to get very good explanations, also including one for the software itself, because we can do a lot of tweaking, a lot of very cool features, and some extra piece of paper explaining. Then of course we're going to get the device itself. The shell, it's similar to the previous model, and I don't really mind it, simply because this thing was absolutely awesome. Oh, by the way, in my studio here, it smells it smells like new stuff. I like it. Then we're going to get ourselves the connection cable, the Type-C cable, and I think this is Type-C to Type-C. The next box we're going to find ourselves the charger. What I did like about this particular charger, we do have every single connection for every different region, but this is a very beefy charger. It comes even with 2 Type-C ports and 2 USB ports. So this is basically a 100 watt fast charger, giving you the option to load different kind of wattage. What you can see over here, we're having the Type-C connection 1 gives 65. Then having the second one also has the option of 65 to 75. It's absolutely nuts. Also, this one has absolutely like a fingerprint nightmare. The design, that is something I really liked about the previous model of the Aya Neo. So they are reusing, in my opinion, the outer shell and just slapping some new hardware in it. But that's not a bad thing. First of all, we do have like the analog stick, the D-pad, the 4 tiny buttons. I have the mixed feeling with these. They feel absolutely great, but when it comes to playing, same with the Nintendo Switch, I don't really like it. But when you're going to touch them, they have a very nice feedback. The joysticks they are using on this device are absolutely high quality and they play very comfortable. Also, when you're looking at the edges, they have some extra grip, and I must say they feel very comfortable and very nice. Something I really like about it, that we do have 2 connection Type-C at the top. It's very convenient if you want to plug in an external power source and at the same time some extended, let's say, storage capacity. Over here we're going to get a micro switch button for the LC and the RC. Then of course we're having the shoulder buttons, but for this they are just having the membrane buttons. Overall we're going to get volume control, the on and off switch over here. And let's power it on. And when it comes to the joystick, we're going to get beautiful RGB lighting, or at least one nice color at the bottom. The D-pad they are going to get with this is a very tiny one, but the feel is very nice, but not one of my favorite D-pads I have ever seen before. Another feature I really liked about the Aya Neo is this crisp, clear, beautiful display they're going to give you in this 1080p resolution. And it's very difficult always to show you on the camera, but I can tell you it's absolutely flabbergasted. If you're going to play Sonic Mania, a very cold game, you will see how great it actually is. Okay, so at the bottom we're going to get 2 speakers and they sound absolutely amazing. Then we're going to get ourselves the headphone jack out, and in here we're going to have the option to add an additional micro SD card for basically like adding some new storage. When powering on the device itself, you're going to get into the Aya Neo software. You're pressing the button, you can basically switch between it and also give you the option to go into the extra menu. And with this we can switch between how much watt it's going to pull from the battery and how much power you're going to use. So let's press this tiny button over here where we're going to switch between Steam and the Aya Neo software. Let's close the software over here. Let's go to big picture mode. One of the awesome ways you can actually play. I really like it how this looks in the end. It's been some time ago that they adjusted the overlay. It's similar to the Steam Deck, so I'm getting some Steam Deck vibes over here. Nevertheless, what we can do is go into the library. I didn't install a lot of games because mine does only come with 512 GB of storage capacity and will not hit always 60 FPS, but it will do most of the time. What I've seen with previous models that we have messed around with it, the thing about the 6000 series, that dips down a lot to 40, we have at least like 50 FPS. So we have, in my opinion, quite a smooth gameplay. You can always mess around with the resolution to get even a better overall result, but I think this is not bad at all. With Street Fighter 6, we need to go all the way to 1280 by 720 and put every single specification to freaking low. We're not going to get ourselves a Fable 60 FPS, and this is absolutely so Street Fighter 6. Unfortunate. Here you can see the game runs just fine, even at 109. Oh, there we go, there we go. I just wanted to show you what happens when we're going to do this. But you can see it struggles. Let's put it all the way by 11 watts. Alright, next up I wanted to try some Tekken 7. Not a latest game, and I just wanted to show you do have a way better performance overall when it comes to some different games. So it's depending, of course, what are the specifications for the particular game. Tekken 7 is a game that will run fine. We have a lot of tweaking room because it's set to full HD. Everything set to high or ultra. Absolutely crazy. The thing that I need to do is switch to the higher settings to get some better performance. Completely messed it up there. Forgot to put it in the 22 watt. But here you can see it runs all the way up to the 60 FPS. Okay, so let's try some indie games, and one of them games I wanted to check out more is, of course, just a Handheld, where we're going to put them at 5 watts, so it's not going to consume a lot of energy from the battery. A little bit of bummer in my opinion, but nothing to do about it. The D-pad, I must say that I too sometimes need to cramp up my hand to get in the right position. So first off, with the emulation, so far I understand there is no limitation. Of course, depending on what kind of emulator you're running and how the compatibility is out with the games. But for example, with PlayStation Portable, if you're going to get a very good release, you're going to get amazing overall performance. And that's what we're going to get with these newer chipsets. But also I think it was the 6000 that we had the option to even play PlayStation Portable on higher resolutions. Nevertheless, if you want to play some God of War, Chains of Kinkiness, you can finally do it. Okay, next up, PlayStation 2 emulators. We don't need to spend 600 on a PlayStation 2 portable devices with real hardware on the inside. Of course, basically this thing costs way more than PlayStation 2 portable, but we can also play more and even upscale it to higher resolutions, and it looks so much better. Comfortability is absolutely way better than those devices I've reviewed back in the day. And that is one of the positive things that we're going to get when it comes to the new generation of Windows x86 devices. So for the last quick test, I just want to showcase some PlayStation 3. And I must say that I found it very cool to play actually this on a portable device. Where we have PlayStation 2 portables with real hardware. Of course, we don't have this as making this video for PlayStation 3. So I think it is very awesome just to play these games on the go, but take consideration it will draw out a lot of battery life simply because you need to put it on the higher setting. If you're going to be putting it lower, it's not going to be running that great. But take consideration there are different kind of games also when it comes to compatibility, and of course some games are more demanding than the other ones. I just wanted to quickly showcase. It's so awesome to live in this time, simply because if you look at this, how far the technology has come, how much we can basically get out of a device nowadays. So many cool games to play, and for me it's absolutely one of the cool devices to play Steam indie games on it. But if you want to play a couple of AAA, that is even possible. Let me know in the comments what do you think of this device. Well, thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it will be great to see you in the next video.